Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you all are having a great day so far. I'll probably make another video tonight, so if you're wondering why I'm making a video so early, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about this Northwest system. I don't talk about weather out west a lot, but I look to maybe incorporate a little bit more of talking about the West as far as weather into my videos. I feel like that's a great way to grow my following is to talk about other areas and get more comfortable talking about other areas. And I feel like this is a big time weather event that's going to occur into the holidays, into the week after the holidays for you folks out in the Northwest. I'm talking about cities like Seattle, Portland, Eugene, Medford, and the GFS has even had some crazy runs for the San Francisco area and the valley right in there with Sacramento and just the entire valley that stretches all the way from Washington State down to California. There is some crazy runs, but they're not super far out. So we're going to talk about that for you guys. If you guys have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like the video if you like it. I would love to have some more people out west. Definitely give me a follow and join my channel. It would be awesome to talk to you guys out there, as most of my audience is from the eastern U.S., which is not surprising considering the fact that's all I normally talk about. Being from South Carolina, obviously I don't know a ton about out west. I just know, how everything's pretty much elevation driven out there, and that's about it. But I'm going to show you some crazy runs and talking about how much snow, them cities I just mentioned could potentially get and how cold it could potentially get. So let's get going here. A few things to talk about. Not going to make this super long for you guys, but it's very interesting setup. So I've been showing you this. This is basically a big time trough setting up, and it's not necessarily digging very far east. It's really slamming the Pacific Northwest. So you have basically an Arctic air mass over the Pacific Northwest. This is going to allow the jet to sag down in here, so it's going to move low pressures into Northern California, Oregon, and even get Seattle involved here in the next couple of days as snow levels begin to drop well below the normal snow level range out there. They're already around below 1,000 feet in certain areas, even lower. It just depends on how much cold air is in place, but they're dropping each day, and it's going to get colder and colder for you guys out there each day. And the Arctic air mass just continues to hit you guys well after Christmas into the final week of the year. And you guys stay cold for what looks like the remainder of the year. Now, we look at the latest GFS as far as snowfall. I mean, check this out. This is now, you can see these greens in the valleys, like the valleys here in California and next to Sierra Nevada. The valley here that goes all the way into Seattle that covers areas like Portland, Medford, Eugene, everybody in those valley areas. It's pretty crazy seeing as you continue to move forward, getting into Christmas Eve morning tomorrow, you're getting into overnight Christmas Eve into Christmas morning. We'll stop it at Christmas morning, and it's very close to showing snow for areas in Seattle. I really don't think it really kicks up to snow for you guys until around Christmas Day and maybe Christmas evening, but it might start snowing around Seattle by Christmas Day. Stay tuned to your local people around there for that. As far as the valleys south, you have Portland around this area, Eugene around this area, and Medford down here. I think Medford could be switching all the way to snow by the time you're getting into Christmas evening. Will you guys get classified as a white Christmas? Hard to tell. Like I said, stay tuned to your local people around there, but I can tell you I really think areas around Medford and Oregon and places like that could be switching to snow by the time the clock runs out on Christmas Day. Obviously certain areas go off an inch of snow to be classified as a white Christmas. But to me personally, I've always went off if the ground is white or not. But you can obviously tell the snows really, really crank up for the Sierra Nevada and elsewhere. And then by the time you get into the day after Christmas, all the valley floors are almost all snow as the cold air really gets entrenched into this area. And by this time, you have some of the deepest Arctic air in place. And then as the Arctic air continues to plunge south, the jet stream sags south. Therefore, these storm systems starting to move a little further south. So Seattle, this is when the real deep cold air gets in place for you guys, and you start to get below freezing temperatures for maybe 5 to 6 to 7 days straight. But what happens is it gets dry because the jet basically sags down. The Arctic air really gets entrenched into the area, and then all the energy starts to be more south, and that's when it shows these crazy runs for close to San Francisco. Snow in the hills, just out at, it's actually showing snow all the way into San Francisco, but it's very, very, very rare to get snow in these valleys where you're sitting at sea level, like Sacramento and surrounding areas. It is very, very rare. So if you guys see snow, it's going to be incredible. But you see this intense low pressure with this cold air aloft, and just insane. You back it up here, and it even shows snow, off the coast of California. It's just a wild pattern setting up for you guys for sure. And then maybe some snow again as you're getting. This is pretty far out. You're getting into New Year's Eve. Maybe another system flies through around Seattle and then Oregon. Maybe some more snow. But this is a crazy pattern as far as the European. And this isn't the latest European storm overnight, but I mean, I think it still stays true. You're getting into Christmas morning. You guys are waking up to potential snow in the valley cities like Medford, Eugene. Eugene's going to be close. Portland will be close. But I really think these cities will begin to really switch to snow as you get into Christmas Day evening, into the day after Christmas. And this is getting into the day after Christmas right here. Look, you don't see hardly any greens in these valleys. It's almost looking like all snow at this point on the European. The thing about Seattle, for you guys wanting snow in Seattle, I think you start to lose a lot of moisture by the time the cold air really gets in. And so that is, the jury's still out if you guys see a lot of snow or not. I don't think the jury's out if you guys get really, really cold. You're going to get really cold. If y'all get any snow that really pops off here in Seattle here in a couple days after Christmas, I think it stays on the ground for a while. But as the cold air really gets entrenched into the region, as you can tell, the moisture kind of cuts off. But maybe a system close to New Year's and New Year's Eve. And there will be some cold air in place initially. This will bring more snow for you guys. But I think that it'll be warmer. The temperatures will be moderating by then. And then it'll be your classic, more snow in the mountains, just rain in the valleys. But this is the European EPS ensemble. So it's more reliable than just one operational run. But I mean, look here. It's trying to show a mean of over 1.5 feet of snow for you folks in Medford. I think that's overdone, but we'll see. Around 8 inches for you guys in Portland. Eugene's right in here, several inches. This is around the valleys right in here. And then shows a mean all the way in San Francisco, even off the European. That's rare. And then obviously the Sierra Nevada, where you're several thousand feet up in the air, feet of snow. I was mentioning, last night's video before. I mean, you guys are going to, if you guys happen to plan your Christmas vacation in the mountains up there in Sierra Nevada or anywhere in the mountains, I mean, y'all are probably going to get trapped. But to me, I would embrace a scenario like that, especially if you're already planning on being there. I mean, that's such a cool thought to think Christmas with your family. It's puking snow outside, a fire's raging. It's Christmas. Yeah, man, that just sounds great to me. But as far as temperatures, notice as we're getting into Christmas Day, this is Christmas morning. Pretty cold temperatures, but you really get into Christmas Day, and this is when this Arctic air mass really gets going. So Christmas Day, highs in the 30s, Seattle, and 30s for them cities in Oregon. Then you're getting into highs Sunday. You're getting below freezing now in Seattle. And I really think you don't get above freezing for Seattle. This is getting into Tuesday afternoon and these cities in Oregon. I don't think you get above freezing all the way through next week. This is getting into next Thursday. And I think this is when you might start getting above freezing. But man, these are some cold temperatures. I mean, in Montana, you're basically going to be an ice box over there next week for sure. So I want to show you a couple things here. This is basically Seattle. This is the 15-day forecast. Notice when you get into Sunday, the day after Christmas, you dip below freezing. And based off this EPS run, you don't get above freezing potentially until next Friday. So any snow that falls in this range could potentially stay on the ground, which is very crazy for this area. I mean, not super uncommon, but as you look at the snowfall, about how much snow could fall, like I said, you start to see the snow show up the day after Christmas, really. And then you have a mean of 5-6 inches through the new year. So every member here shows accumulating snow. So I think you are going to get accumulating snow in Seattle. How much is really a massive question here. You look at Portland, which is really close to the Washington State, Oregon. Well, right, it is at the border of those two states. It looks like you really get below freezing Sunday night, the day after Christmas, and then stay below freezing, potentially all the way through Friday. And as far as snowfall for you guys, we look right here at the snowfall matrix with the EPS, around the same thing as Seattle, maybe a little bit more, especially as you get later next week when the jet drags and you got storm systems plowing into Washington. You look at somewhere like Medford, gets below freezing Sunday, stays below freezing through Friday, same situation. All these cities are very similar. If you guys got a city y'all want to know about, let me know and I'll tell you. Oh, that's precipitation, not snow. But you look at the snowfall matrix for this area, and this area is insane. I mean, absolutely insane. It has well over a foot of snow for you guys in Medford. I'm very interested to see what happens with this. And, by the time the next European comes out, it might be more realistic, but this is crazy. So stay safe out there. Enjoy it. I know I don't talk about you guys out in the West, but I look forward to maybe adding some videos for the weather out West. But God bless everybody. If y'all got anything that I can talk about, anything that any cities out there that I can mention, hit me up, and then I'll let you know what I'm seeing. So y'all have a good day. I'll keep you updated as far as tonight on what I'm seeing and the latest model runs for everyone else. God bless.